Hello my friends, and welcome back to our continued blind Let's Play Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. We are in case number 3, the Right of Turnabout, as we try to cast light on Emus's statements. I hope you're all having a wonderful, fantastic, amazing, awesome day today. I still don't understand this. Hopefully the game explains it. But apparently we are supposed to go to this statement here and use the rights guide. Why? I do not know. Like, I legit do not know why this works. Because it says they were created by the full moon. No one's arguing that. And in the rights guide, the only reference to the moon is the purification rite is a 3-part ceremony held when the moon is directly over the summit of Mount Pony Pony. That's the only reference to the moon in the rights guide. I don't understand why that proves this statement to be a contradiction. Let's find out together.
Objection!
This is a hard case. This is a really hard case. You saw silhouettes projected by the moonlight. Sorry, but that's just not possible. Oh, what do you mean? That was not possible. That was totally possible. What's impossible? I think I'm gonna need a logicalese translation on that. Let's take a look at this rights guide, shall we, Mr. Emus? The rite is held when the moon is directly over the summit of Mount Pony Pony. Dude. Yeah, that's me right now. Like, okay. So the moon was shining from the west. Any shadows would have been cast eastward. But Mr. Emus was standing to the west of the inner sanctum on Mount Pony Pony. Holy Mother! That's right. Our witness here couldn't have seen any shadowy figures on that curtain. Really? I mean, I understand. So basically what it's saying is the moon is directly over Mount Pony Pony, which means it's angular to the other area. Which means all the light going in that direction would have made the shadows go to the right. Which means he couldn't have seen the shadows because the shadows, the only thing he can see is, he can see the western part of the barrier, but the shadows are going to the east. So there's no way he could have seen the shadows projected on the west. I understand that. It makes a lot of sense. But I'm not figuring that out. I'm not figuring that out. I am looking for a contradiction, and I would not even have thought about the way the sun is casting shadows. I know Chinikuti tried to steer me in the right direction there by pointing to a hilarious moment from Curse of the Monkey Island with Murray, which was amazing. Thank you for that, Chinook. That was a lot of fun to revisit that more. But still, I'm not solving this. Nope. Thank you, everyone. No way! Perhaps it was the sacred flames of the lanterns that cast the shadows that he saw. I'm afraid not. I inspected them during my investigation, but the flames were too small to cast the crisp, distinct figures Mr. Imus claims to have seen. But I did see those silhouettes! Really? But how could he, Nick? Maybe it was someplace where they were visible. Wait, don't tell me. Your Majesty, if Mr. Imus really did see those shadows, it brings a brand new fact to light. What, that he's on the other side? So he's on the other side, to the east. Which means that which means that he had to have either scaled the mountain to climb downward from that side, or what I said in the last episode, which is, dang, this sure looks like a parachute, don't it? So he literally parachuted himself down from that side. That's how he saw the shadows. And that would be the brand new fact that comes to light if Mr. Imus really did see those shadows is he was somewhere else. He was on the other side, in the air. He wasn't where he claimed to be at the time of the murder. Oh, then what do you propose the witness was? Someplace where he could have seen the shadowy figures naturally. Wait, you mean? None of the mountains east of the inner sanctum are close enough for good view. That leaves only one place he could have seen the shadows from. And where would that be? I hope they don't want me to point, because I wouldn't even know where to point. This is where Miss Emus was the time of the murder. He was in the inner... Yeah, the inner sanctum. Mr. Amos was at the inner sanctum, just outside the curtains on the east side. That's the only place from which he could have seen the shadowy figures. Oh, really? Wow, I didn't even think of that. Now, the interesting thing, though, is if he was outside... I had this idea in my head that... They didn't even show the guy's picture. I had the idea in the head that this guy was... That's a rebel. And he killed the high priest. But... if he was just on the outside and he was in the inside, then maybe he is not That's a rebel. Or maybe that's still something that's going to be revealed shortly. But was it the inner sanctum of limits, or but the victim and the accused? And the third party was there, you mean? I get the feeling that's a subject Prosecutor Sahdmadhi would rather not touch right now. You mean? That's right. This witness was at the scene of the crime. Which means he is a mysterious third party we saw during the Divination Séance. He could be the one who dressed as Lady Kira and killed the High Priest. Okay, so we are going there, okay. What? Objection. Of course you're gonna object. No one but the two participants were allowed anywhere near the inner sanctum. And the only way up there are the stairs that start down at the Plaza of Devotion. So tell me, how do you propose the witness enter this sacred space? Oh, you must have, I haven't thought that far ahead. Yes, you have. I thought that far ahead. We know exactly where we're going, Phoenix, and it looks like the reveal of what I just said is gonna be revealed to me in the next 5 minutes after I say it. You know, that's usually how it works in this series. I say something, and I think I'm smart, and I think I'm clever, but in actuality, the game was about to reveal it anyway, so I'm not really that clever. Now, being clever would know way long time ago when I saw this for the first time, I should have said, this looks like a parachute that someone flew down on. That's what I should have said immediately. And then I could have said, wow, I'm being clever. But no, I'm not clever. Sorry. The sanctum has sheer cliffs on 3 sides and a steep, towering rock face on the other. No one could have made it there by climbing the faces of those cliffs. His Majesty speaks true. To say Mr. Imus was at such an inaccessible location is but a bit to tarnish his credibility. Is that not right? Oh, that's right! Well, I was not the inner sanctum. You soon know how. Well, at least I'm pretty sure I wasn't. What the heck does that mean? Hold it! But then, what about those silhouettes you claim to have seen? I'm starting to think I may have been imagining things. What? That's insane. I knew we couldn't trust that lawyer. What? He's trying to frame the witness. What do you mean I'm trying to frame the witness? He's the one that claimed something and then says he didn't claim it. Peace, I say. This is impossible. Unless I could show how he got to the inner sanctum. It just looks like I'm trying to slander Mr. Imus. I believe in you, Nick. Va, sis bomba. Fight, Phoenix Wright. Aw, that was adorable. Just look at the accused. Has she no shame? What's your problem, lady? Phoenix Wright is very trustworthy, I'll have you know. She's got some nerve for a criminal. I bet that lawyer poisoned her mind. Please, Maya, you're only making it worse. I appreciate the vote of confidence, but it's probably best to keep it to yourself for now. I would advise the defense to think carefully before making any sudden outburst. Yes, Your Majesty. If it wasn't the bad guy before, I definitely am now. Now, Mr. Imus, I would like you to think back carefully before you testify next about where you were that night. Oh, more testimony. I wasn't at the inner sanctum. I was never at the inner sanctum, I tell ya. Well, that much I'm sure of, even with the fuzzy memory. Besides, it would have been impossible to get there in the first place. Boy, you liars sure are scary. I guess it might have been impossible for him to get to the inner sanctum like he claims, but... Now, will you desist in trying to frame this innocent witness? I can't talk. Yeah! All I can explain how I got it there! I can't. Like I said, I thought of something, and then 5 minutes later, it gets confirmed. Which means, not as clever as I think. But you know what? I still have fun. At the end of the day, that's what matters, right? Mr. Wright, is it not time to end these, cross-examinations? A moment of desperation leads to 100 million years of torment. It means that for each moment a sinner spends struggling to deny their sins, 100 million years of torment are added to their time in hell. Khura'ism is the strictest religion ever. And just so you know, you've already accrued 200 million extra years. Plus the 5 they started with, and then something else which was too fast, I couldn't read it. Sure, what's another turn of meals give and take? Can I, history that? There we go. That's 700 million years of torment! Well, it's a big deal to me. I can't keep saying that the witness was there at the inner sanctum if I can't prove it. The problem is, how am I going to do that? I know! It's not gonna help me much. Like I said, it's literally the next thing. But still, I know! I was at the inner sanctum. I was never at the inner sanctum, I tell ya! Hold it! Are you sure you weren't there? I'm not sure is that you're deeply skeptical. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor! Are all lawyers always like this? Most certainly. They always try to pin crimes on innocent witnesses without any proof whatsoever. They are no better than bacteria. Or viruses. Yikes! You mean he's, contagious? He's gonna get me! Loritis! Ah! Oh, God. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. No, that was a close one to meet these lizards. He almost put me there at the scene of the crime, even though I was like totally not there, man. Well, that much I'm sure of. Even with the fuzzy memory stiff. Hold it! You just said that your memory was fuzzy. Well, I sure did. And what's the big deal? I'll tell you what. Your testimony isn't very credible if your memory of defense is fuzzy. No worries, man. My memory may be a bit fuzzy, but I'm very clear on one thing. Here we go again. If you ask me whether or not I remember what I did that night, well, I'd say I do. In short, you are confident that your testimony is true. Is that correct, Mr. Amiss? Oh, exactly. Guess I don't get to be a judge for nothing. So in closing, I can clearly say that I was totally not there. Besides, it would have been impossible for me to get there in the first place. I wonder if it really was impossible for you to get to the inner sanctum. Wrong guy. If you have something to say, just say it. Couldn't there have been another way to get there? A way that wouldn't attract attention? No, there isn't! Which means there definitely is. Perhaps the defense would like to share its theory with us. I don't even have a wild guess, let alone a theory, though. Time to reach into my bag of bluffs. To reach the inner sanctum without attracting any attention. He fell from the sky. Yeah, but I don't want to say this because I can't continue the conversation, right? But I gotta say something. Maybe you fell from the sky. I'm assuming that what's gonna happen is it's gonna add a new testimony statement, and then with that testimony statement I had to click on the parachute. Lord thinks he's a comedian now. I was wondering what crazy theory you would propose next. Well, defense, let's hear it. Mr. Imus could have parachuted down? We already know the night was clear, and there was no wind to speak of. Perfect weather for skydiving, I'd say. Did he literally say parachute down? Yeah, he literally let you know, so I'm pretty sure I probably would have came to this conclusion at this moment if I hadn't already. Again, it would have been better if I came to this conclusion a day ago. Now that you have been backed into a corner, your delusions grow even more delusional. The inner sanctum is on the tiny ledge upon a sheer cliff over 2,000 meters tall. Wait, isn't that the prison? That's the prison. Ah. One misstep and a skydiver would soon find themselves in the Twilight Realm. Yeah, I don't care how still the wind was. Even I couldn't have made that jump. Wait, what's this building on top of the secret mountain? You see, every single time I'm like, aha! I just realized something. The game's like, no, we led you here. You didn't. You know what? I'm gonna take credit for that one. Screw it. That is Royal Penitentiary number 4. Oh, right. Princess Rayfa mentioned that there was a prison up there. How do you get your prisoners up there anyway? By helicopter, but only with the authorization from the Minister of Justice. He is the only one who can approve flights that pass over the inner sanctum. Poster and a photograph of the entire inner sanctum and Mount Pony area. I want to take a look at that. Hold on. Okay, yeah, it gives me. It doesn't tell me distance though, but still. Might I also add defense that no parachute or any other equipment necessary for skydiving had been found. Yeah, what if the parachute wasn't your traditional parachute? Are you saying I flew down there by flapping my arms? It made me incredible, dude. But even I'm not capable of that. Well, please add that statement to your testimony, Miss Arms. Yep, I was waiting for that. It's not like I can fly through the air either. Hold it. You can fall. You might need to flap your arms if you had some gear. As I've already stated, nothing of the sort was found in or around the scene of the crime. I'd sure like to see some of that so-called gear that you were talking about. I know, but was there really nothing like that at the inner sanctum? What if there was something that could have been used as a parachute? I should give the evidence another look. You continue to claim that the witness was at the inner sanctum. It said a claim shall remain but a claim without any supporting evidence, Mr. Wright. Yes, I realize that, Your Majesty. If I can't find any inconsistencies, guess I can always try to elicit some more testimony. Boy, lawyers are sure scary! Hold on. Lawyers aren't scary. But you're saying I was at the inner sanctum when I wasn't. Anyone try to frame an innocent man like that is scary in my book. Lawyers are scary! Lawyers are scary! It's a setup! Definitely a setup! I'm not trying to set anyone up. I'm trying to provide evidence and explain exactly how it's done. The gallery speaks true. They know the depth of a lawyer's sin and the poverty of his virtue. There may be some bad apples, but we're not all like that, you know? Don't worry, Nick. I'll serve it for you no matter how morally bankrupt you come. Well, thanks, Maya. Thanks a bunch, Maya. Mr. Imus wasn't at this inner sanctum. Or more precisely, couldn't get there. I don't see a way out of this. Yeah, these kind of debates only get worse if you argue the wrong way. I'll have to prise some conclusive testimony out of him, and then present some evidence. Yeah, it makes it clear, like, exactly what statement you need to put this on, right? I like when you try to catch frogs from a pond. Once you got a grip on one, you better hold on tight. Right, something like that. Okay, let's do it. Pretty sure it's this one.
Objection!
Yeah, now I have no idea what's coming next. Like, I could see that they're getting to the parachute. I could see that they're getting to the fall. So is the next step going to be that he's the rebel that escaped? Let me look at that. When was this? People are asking the kingdom subjects, be on the lookout for a male insurgent who escaped from Royal Penitentiary number 4 yesterday. Problem was, he escaped the day before. And then we saw him before the right took place. Not in the prison, right? Like, we literally saw him. Was it before or after? Now I don't remember when I saw him. I'm pretty sure we saw him before Maya did the right. So the question is, how did he parachute down when he was already on the ground? Unless I got my time screwed up, which could be true. Mr. Imus is right. He couldn't have skydived down there without any gear. Well, now I'm finally come around, have ya? Now that you see I could have possibly been there at the inner sanctum. Right. If you didn't have any gear, that is. What on earth are you talking about? That overreaction is a dead giveaway that I'm on the right track. Take a look at this piece of evidence. Those are perfect, are they nuts? Yes, but they have been sewn together to create one big banner. A banner that could also function like a parachute. Pohlkunan. The people of Khura'in are so used to seeing prayer flags that the police didn't even think twice about these flags during the investigation. Oh, that's clever. No, this cannot be. The witness landed at the inner sanctum by using these prayer flags as a parachute. Is that not right, Mr. Imus? There's no way out! I'm surrounded! Mr. Imus? Oh, the socks jogged my memory. I guess I was there at the inner sanctum after all. So was it there? Was it not there? Now this guy's a little suspicious if you ask me. As I suspected, there were 3 people there that night. You did it, Nick. You weren't wrong after all. Thanks? Mr. Imus, you were the one disguised as Lady Kira that night, weren't you? No way, no how, man! It's like this, oh yeah. I was only there at the inner sanctum by accident. By accident? Well, exactly. I mean, nothing's not a parachute. It's a homemade paraglider. Paraglider? Are you telling me you could fly using that patchwork mess of material? Right. Okay. So I think I know where we're going next. He's gonna say that he paraglided from the left side to the right side. The only problem is you would have to go up to make it there. Although you could land on the stairs. I mean, is there any reason why you couldn't land on the stairs? But the paraglider was found, the paraglider in quotes, the paraglider was found, you know, on the right side there. So you would have to literally carry the paraglider up with you if that was the case. I don't know. I'm trying to guess where we're going next. Are you telling me you could fly using that patchwork mess of material? It may not look like much, but it's as sturdy as can be. I rode the wind like an eagle. Going higher and higher from my earthly launching point. Okay, so he's literally saying he went up. But then, something happened that forced me to land at the inner sanctum. So, you just happened to land there. You expect me to believe that? Oh, no. No, please calm yourself, Mr. Wright, as the music suddenly stops for some reason. However, the fact that the witness was at the inner sanctum is crucial testimony indeed. And it certainly warrants further explication. Therefore, let's continue with more testimony. Why I was at the inner sanctum. Alright. That evening I was enjoying a trek through the night sky with my homemade hang glider. But just as Mount Pony was drawing near, something terrible happened. An accident forced me to make an emergency landing at the inner sanctum. As I landed, a bang in my head caused me to lose my memory. So as you see, I ended up at the inner sanctum purely by accident. Mr. Imus, you failed to mention any of this during your pre-trial questioning. It can't be helped. I mean, I'm just remembering now. Continue such slipshod testimony, and you'll be cast into the hell of hangnails, where you shall have hangnails grown and ripped out for 800 million years. Oh, wow! I think I'll pass on that one. Looks like that caught Prosecutor Sahdmadhi off guard. This is my chance to rip his case to shreds. Okay, where are we going with this? Not sure yet. That evening I was enjoying a trek through the night sky with my homemade paraglider. Oh, wait. I think I know where we're going next with this. An accident forced me to make an emergency landing. We're going with this one. Because it was clear weather. Yeah, we're gonna say, well, what was your accident? There was a clear weather. What could possibly cause something to go wrong? But then again, couldn't you just say that the glider ripped or something? But why would it rip? There's no wind. Right? The area around the inner sanctum will enjoy calm, clear skies. Yeah, I mean, that does seem like, let's go through the testimony. That evening, I was enjoying a trek through the night sky with my homemade paraglider.
Hold it!
You were enjoying a trek through the night sky with your homemade paraglider. You didn't go to pray. Oh, devout Khura'inist, not like me, can pray anywhere, even while flying through the sky. But I wouldn't recommend you try it. I mean, you're bound to end up dead. Paraglider? I didn't see anything like that. Well, that's because of the ritual curtain blocked your view. Man, you should have seen me majestically soaring between the mountains. Really? What do you think, Nick? Don't ask me. I was really enjoying that flight. Well, at first, anyway. But you know, just as Mount Pony was drawing near, something terrible happened.
Hold it!
Something terrible happened? Exactly. When I say terrible, I mean terrible. What? Was there something unexpected near Mount Pony Pony? What was it again? Wait, you don't remember? Well, let's just say it was terrible. An accident forced me to make an emergency landing at the inner sanctum. What I don't get about this is, he says here, I landed, caused me to lose my memory. But he says here, oh, an accident happened. How would you know an accident happened if you lost all your memory? I mean, it seems like he's contradicting himself in this same, like, testimony, but we can't attack him for, I mean, that's what I would do. If I was a lawyer, I would just say, excuse me, you just say you don't remember anything, and now you say you claim to remember that you had an emergency landing? I mean, come on.
Hold it!
What exactly was this accident you had? Well, that's a good question. Now, what was it again? Wind. Oh yeah, it was wind. And not just any wind, but a sudden gale force wind made me lose control. Yep, I think I was right about that newspaper clipping. The wind was strong enough to make you lose control. You got that right. Okay then, please add that to your testimony. The gale force winds came out of nowhere, so I made an emergency landing at the sanctum.
Hold it!
Had the wind been blowing the whole time around the mountains? Yep, just the right amount of wind for paragliding. Okay, so the case only got a lot easier after being incredibly ridiculously hard. So that sudden gale force wind was a real shocker. I see. So decent wind had been blowing until then. Right! Paragliding is not much use without a decent wind. Oh, well, we can easily attack that statement too. As I landed, I banged my head, causing me to lose my memory. Oops. Wrong button. Try it again. Where at the inner sanctum did you land? Oh, that's easy. Where the paraglider ended up. I guess that makes sense. So outside the ritual curtain on the side where the moonlight shadows were cast. Right as I landed, I hit my head on a rock. I lost both my consciousness and my memory. Something seriously wrong with this guy. So you see, I ended up in the inner sanctum purely by accident. You're lucky to be alive after an instant accident like that. But yeah, I'm just a kind of lucky guy. It's times like these that separate the men from the boys. Wow, I'd say you were incredibly lucky. Almost miraculously so. Well, if you got something to say, why don't you just say it? Alright, Mr. Imus. It wasn't an accident, was it? You landed at the inner sanctum on purpose. Well, no, it was an accident, I'm telling you. You don't even have any proof. So stop making things up about me. His testimony is like a moving target. Okay, Nick. Time for some evidence. You know, really grab him by the scruff of his neck. One thing at a time, Maya. First, I have to find an inconsistency. But where is the constantly changing testimony? There are bound to be discrepancies and other issues. What? Okay. Gale force winds. I like how it says gale force. It's not even a little bit of wind. It's like a lot of wind.
Objection!
We have a saying in my country, Mr. Imus. From one lie sprouts another. What's that supposed to mean? It means someone caught lying will lie again in an attempt to conceal their first lie. In other words, this current testimony is just a blatant lie you're telling to cover your tracks. What did you just say? You claim gale force winds caused you to lose control, but this newspaper has a weather report for the day of the murder. It says the area around the inner sanctum will enjoy calm, clear skies today. Ba-ba-ba-gooka! Wait, I do believe it says, say just it. From one lie spots another. That makes sense, but is it really a saying back home? I've never heard of it. Yeah, I kind of just, may have made that one up. For real? Your Majesty, the witness testimony contains another flaw. One that's even more fatal to his case, the fact that you couldn't have been flying? More fatal, you say? Well, the defense will explain himself at once. Mr. Imus claims he was flying up around the inner sanctum with his paraglider. But it would have been impossible to get all the way up there without any wind. Oh yeah, that's true. Well, yes, I believe you're right. And I keep saying that I want to try to get like a picture of the judge. Maybe this will be the episode. Because I already had the picture of the other guy from the last episode. But we know the witness was at the inner sanctum, so... Mr. Imus, how did you get up there, and from where? Without any wind, you couldn't have flown up there from the bottom of the mountain. By process of elimination, the only starting point that makes any sense is Mount Pony Pony. Your Majesty, I believe I had the answer to your question. So he didn't parachute from the jail. He used his flyer? To reach the inner sanctum, Miss Imus must have launched himself from here.
Take that!
This was his starting point. Do you truly believe he arrived at the inner sanctum from there? Yes, positive. I failed to see how he could have reached the inner sanctum from there. Oh, I'm so dumb. There's no wind. Of course, what was I thinking? You are a fool. A foolishly foolish fool. That's someone else, sorry. Such an answer is no better than what a monkey might offer. No, let us not be cruel. Even a monkey can point out a more probable location. Hey! I got confused. It happens to me. Great, now the judge thinks I'm lower than a monkey. So the lawyer was monkeying around when he claimed Miss Imus flew down from above? No, Dhurke Sahdmadhi, the witness did fly down from above. With that in mind, he flew from the prison.
Take that!
Duh. Whoa! Are you insane? That's where he came from. If he couldn't have come from below, the only other option is from above. So you see, Anan Imus came down from Royal Penitentiary number 4. From there, he could have easily reached the inner sanctum by parachute. And that means he might have also killed the High Priest. Mr. Imus, were you the third party at the inner sanctum? And the one behind the warning to halt the right that the victim received? Was it you who you saw in his final memory? Are you the rebel hunter, Lady Kira? Hey, Mr. Pohlkunan, sir. Gotta help me out here. You did it! You finally left us speechless. It's gonna be a fast trial. Oh, come on, Mr. Pohlkunan, man. It's maybe like the fastest case in history. Quiet, you fool. You should use this time to prepare yourself for what is to come. For a fate far worse than hangnail hell awaits you now. Well done, Defense. I must concede this point to you. The witness did, in fact, descend to the inner sanctum from Royal Penitentiary number 4. Huh? He didn't even put up a fight this time. That's awfully generous of him. But if you're perceptive as you seem, then surely you've already figured out the riddle. The riddle of Anonymous's true identity. Yeah, that's a rebel. Oh, his true identity? Not sure I quite know it yet, but I guess I'll have to answer with something. It would seem that I am the only one still in the dark queue. Would the defense care to enlighten me? Who is this man we've been calling Anonymous? The witness's true identity is... we're gonna have to use a, picture. Is that not like a warning poster? Yeah, this right here. Yeah, this guy. That's a rebel. How do you grow so much hair? That's gotta be a wig, right? Or like, something? Is this really him? Only now do you realize the truth. Well, please do share us your belated insight. What's wrong, Nick? Why are you holding back? Because this isn't going to be very helpful to our case. Really? Are you sure? Unfortunately, I've got no other choice. The scruffy beard and shaggy mane completely threw me off. But it's all becoming clear now. The nighttime base jump from the mountaintop prison. Why is base written like that? Is that an acronym for something? I honestly don't know. I've never done base jumping. Here we go. BASE is an acronym that stands for 4 categories of fixed objects from which one can jump. Buildings, antennas, radio masts, spans, bridges, and earth lifts. So, building, antenna, span, earth. Base jumping. I never knew that was an acronym. Huh. Learn something new every day. The precision landing at the inner sanctum using only a handmade parachute. Only a paratrooper, or more precisely, a former paratrooper, could have pulled that off. This witness is Dats, a rebel, prison escapee, a key member of Dhurke's rebel group. Also, we get some cool new music. Does it say he's a paratrooper? Yeah, it does say he's a paratrooper. I just went here because I need a picture of Dats, a rebel, but... What? Tell you, it's gonna be the fastest trial in Ace Attorney history. We got this locked down. The witness is an escaped prisoner. Precisely. The police have been scouring every corner of the city to no avail. Meanwhile, here we are, under our noses the entire time. Oh! Didn't think anyone would see through my clever disguise. But the witness's charade is not all that has been shattered. Is it, Defense? I don't get it. Boy, do I hate this guy. What am I missing? Please recall the Defense's own words. Whoever sent it clearly meant to threaten the High Priest. The letter said, do not perform the rite. But the rite went on as scheduled. I believe that is why the High Priest was murdered. What if it wasn't a threat? What if it was a warning? What if someone knew that he was going to be murdered and tried to warn him? Not in a threatening way, but like, hey, but the bad stuff's about to go down. Don't do this. Who do you suppose sent that letter? A person with something to hide. The rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira herself. And that letter was sent before he escaped, right? Right? It doesn't say when it was delivered, so I must have... I may either not know it or it's not on the record. He claimed that the real killer was the rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira. Yeah, and what's your point? What of the witness's true identity? Only a paratrooper, or more precisely a former paratrooper, could have pulled that off. This witness is That's a Rebel, prison escapee and key member of Dhurke's rebel group. Huh? Oh no! He is a rebel and an escaped prisoner. He could not have possibly been Lady Kira, mortal enemies of the rebels. Why not? Like, why not? I mean, if you hate Lady Kira, dressing up as her and killing someone in that disguise would be a perfect thing to do. No. I mean, am I wrong? Like, I'm seeing this differently. Now, perhaps the witness will enlighten us to the truth. After all, he has yet to refute any of this. Oh, you got me! I'm the rabies sharp fangs of the Defiant Dragons. That's a rebel! I was waiting for him to like yank out his beard and hat and hair or something. I'd say he's just doing a funny pose. Ah, well, like, is this guy a reject from the Ginyu Force? When did you get your memory back? Oh, all the time that you guys are talking about there being no wind. But you gotta give me credit, making up all the testament on the top of my head. Are you prepared to tell us the truth now? Well, it's true, I parachuted down to the inner sanctum, but I banged my head on the impact. Ended up unconscious outside the ritual curtain. In short, all my eyewitness testimony was one big fat lie. Or you could be lying right now. I mean, we have no reason to believe this guy at all. A big fat lie? Oh, and by the way, long time no see, Yudi. Yudi? Just called you Yudi. Wait. They know each other? Your Majesty, this filthy rebel belongs in a jail cell. Oh yes, of course. Bailiff, seize him at once. Seems you really have forgotten the wheel of the dragon, huh, Duty? Or Yudi. But I haven't. No dogs of the Grand Regime are gonna lay a finger on me. Holy up! And he runs. And the music just stops. That's cool. Deploy all available resources. I want all units placed on high alert. So maybe this isn't gonna be the fastest case in history because we still don't have proof that he murdered. Right? You escaped prisoner, escaped again. The police force has been placed on high alert. He'll be caught before long. How does he escape? You're in the middle of a courtroom. Maybe the security isn't just very good here. Escaped prisoners escaped the law again after giving a ton of false testimony. Talk about a troublemaker. He really pulled a number on all of us. What was the point of all that anyway? Yeah, that's a good point. What was the point of all that? Well, I can't help but feel that entire episode was an enormous waste of time. You know what that reminds me of? The pigeon guy. Y'all know which guy I'm talking about. Your Majesty. Although I don't think this is a waste of time. I think there's more here. That guy was just a waste of time. Perhaps it was not great of a waste as you might believe.
What makes you say that, Pohlkunan Saiban?
That's a rebel dropped something as he made his escape from these halls. That scrap of paper looks awfully familiar. I mean, is it the same? It's hard to tell because I can't zoom into this. And that's like a different ripped piece. These appear to be direct orders from Dhurke.
From Dhurke? The rebel leader? Oh, but we only have a small corner of it.
Wait, I remember now. Your Majesty, I've seen that scrap of paper before.
You have?
The scrap of paper that's a rebel dropped is a part of this. Hold on, let me see if there's another scrap of paper that we have. Okay, we don't.
Take that!
And, this is?
I found it at the scene of the crime. It appears to be a copy of the order that Mr. Rebel dropped. If we put the two together, we should be able to read what the order says. For the most part, I mean, there's still a little bit of blood there, you know?
Oh my, what does it say, Mr. Wright?
I have no idea, I don't read Khura'inese. I can't read Khura'inese, exactly.
Pohlkunan Saiban, if you please.
The ignorant lawyer has not bothered to learn a language. Very well then, I only just got here like a week or so ago. Why did you pull out this giant thing? The thing is like literally a small note card. I do not understand. Well, what does it say? Using the landmites as a landmark, he was to parachute down to the inner sanctum. Upon the rite's completion, he was to don Lady Kira's robes and make his escape.
What? Well, that is how he was to escape from prison?
So, if I would assume that Mr. Rebel was the one who killed the High Priest, then maybe it was because Abbot Inmi tried to thwart his escape plan? Oh, foul lawyer. I'm afraid that is simply ludicrous. Huh? But I didn't say anything! Did you just read my mind? I know how your putrid mind works. Unfortunately for you, however, now that the rebels' escape plan has been revealed, it is clear that Datsa Rebel is not the High Priest's killer. How could he be so sure? If only you would use that putrid brain of yours every once in a while. That's the rebel's plan could not have worked without the help of a certain individual. What do you mean? I am speaking of Abbot Inmi, of course. Had Datsa Rebel simply donned Lady Kira's robes and made escape alone, he would have been far too conspicuous, but worried by the High Priest's side. The faithful citizens praying in the plaza would have no cause to suspect anything. It is therefore unthinkable that Datsa Rebel was the High Priest's killer. Arg!
So then, you're saying the High Priest was I could have better say it.
You know, I said it before and you like yelled at me. I'm afraid it is so. He numbered among the rebels who threatened our kingdom.
How could this be?
The High Priest? A rebel? There must be some kind of mistake. Let it go and move on. Accept the truth. It is the only way. And that goes double for you, Defense. Cease your futile battle now. And why should I? Because I will now put the final nail in the coffin of the accused. Now that we have eliminated Datsu Rebel from a list of suspects, there is only one person that still remains. The accused, Maya Fey.
Hold it!
Hold it right there. Aren't you forgetting something important?
Something important. Please do explain, Defense.
We can't end this trial without looking into... What about the arrow that was fired into the High Priestess' house? It was simply a means to deliver the warning letter to the victim. That's more or less the same conclusion we came to yesterday. You know, I guess you're right.
Oh, well then this should be just about as right as well.
Oh gosh.
It seems there's no need to continue this trial any longer.
Wait a second! No, Your Majesty, there's still something that must be brought to light. The murder weapon. What about the murder weapon? We haven't found it yet. What, does it matter if it has been found or not? The fact remains that the victim was killed with it by the accused.
I also fail to see how that would be important, Mr. Wright. This, however, is...
Ah!
It seems there is no need to continue this trial.
No. We still got one more pip. A third party. I'm thinking about the true identity of the Lady Kira we saw in the Seance vision. If that wasn't Datsu Rebel, then who was it?
Objection!
I was gonna say it's Maya. The matter has already been resolved. It has? What's he talking about? It is as I have maintained from the start. There was no third party in the Seance vision.
Objection!
But there was another Lady Kira there besides Maya Fey. We all saw her.
Shut to them!
Ah! What the? I can't do my finger point. How dare you? Yarg! It is time to let it go and move on. Your fate has already been sealed, much like your arm. This hardly seems fair. It is quite simple once you consider where the victim and the accused were at the time. If the victim was near the spring with his back to the accused, what would he see ahead? Besides the water itself, there is nothing but the Warbod statue. Oh, that's the judge. I thought that was him. Precisely. The Lady Kira we saw in the seance is the Warbod statue draped in her sacred robes. Okay, that's clever. No way! The accused wanted the false Lady Kira to appear in the seance vision. Before, she came from behind and stabbed the victim with the dagger in a reverse grip.
But why would the accused want to do something like that to create a false Lady Kira?
To show it to the victim as he was being slain.
And what reason would the accused have to fool the victim she was about to kill?
It was not the victim she was trying to fool. It was us. It was this very court itself.
Come again?
Suspicion would not fall on the accused if it looked like it was another Lady Kira out there. And the defense was foolish enough to fall for it and claim it was a third party in disguise.
Are you saying?
I am. It was all a cleverly wicked scheme perpetrated by the accused. A scheme in which she sought to use the seance vision to mislead us. Clever? This can't be happening. What a face you are making, Defense. I am surprised you are taking this so hard. After all, did I not clearly state a while back that you were chasing after naught but a deluded fantasy? Oh wait, are we literally going to say that? Hahaha, something has occurred to me, you see. And your allegations of a third party are but a deluded fantasy. You're telling me he knew this is how it would turn out all the way back then? And I was just waiting for the most effective moment to spring it on me? Do you understand now? I have had you dancing in the palm of my hand this entire time. It can't be!
This is an outrage! You took our royal priestess' sacred Divination Séance and used it to commit this most foul and despicable murder.
No, I did nothing of the sort. Maya? Nick, it's not true. I didn't.
Objection.
Cease this ugly display. Your fate is sealed now that the facts have been exposed. Your Majesty, the time has come to convict this criminal who only seeks to taint this sacred hall.
Indeed. Seems this trial is over.
Hold it.
Okay, when I said earlier this was gonna be a fast trial, I didn't mean it like this.
Does the defense wish to offer up yet another counter-argument or something?
The accused is not the killer. And, here's why. Now what do I do? Got nothing.
It would appear that the defense has run out of arguments to make.
Thought for sure that rebel was the killer. The only person with a possible motive, the one dressed as Lady Kira, has vanished. And I've got nothing to use against Prosecutor Samadhi's argument. Dang it, I can't lose now, not like this.
Very well then, I shall now render my verdict.
Wait! Please wait, I'm begging you. It is time to let it go and move on.
The trial need not be drawn out any longer. The defense has failed to counter the charge filed by the Constitution. In accordance with the law, I invoke the Defense Culpability Act against the defense. Now then, the court finds the accused, Maya Fey, and the defense, Phoenix Wright.
Objection? Objection? Hold it? Hold it? Something? Arg! Something? Hello? Can't like this. Did I screw up somewhere? Your Majesty, please look at the interruption, but... Okay.
What is the meaning of this?
Body has been found! In the Plaza of Devotion, Majesty. A body has been discovered. Purr, purr, purr. Okay. Got Monokuma over here. What's this? A body? What happened now? We found this sticking out of the victim.
Why, that's Lady Kira's warpaw dagger.
Okay, so if her dagger is in that body, then how would Maya have done this? Plot twists abound. Lady Kira, she has returned from the Twilight Rope. She has come to defeat the rebels. This case is wild.
Peace!
Well, it would seem the dagger that was once lost has not been found.
I have one more thing to report, Prosecutor Samadhi.
Yes. This dagger! It bears the fingerprints of Maya Fey on. Oh, God. Ah! We're screwed. What? But. Why would Maya's prints be on it? I cannot believe it, yet it must be true.
Is something the matter, Prosecutor Samadhi?
This trial has run its course, and the accused's guilt has been firmly established. However, it would seem the defense was right about one thing.
Really? Are you saving me? I was?
You claim that the murder at the inner sanctum had been carried out by the rebel hunter masquerading as Lady Kira.
I did say something to that effect, but what of it? Prosecutor Sahdmadhi, are you suggesting what I think you are?
I believe the true identity of the rebel hunter who has been masquerading as Lady Kira
Is none other than the accused Miss Maya Fey.
What? Me?
What?
God, this case is going off the wall all of a sudden. I realize how shocking this must seem. Looking back, however, I now realize that there was much that pointed to this fact. The rebel hunting Lady Kira was first sighted about 2 years ago. I knew that would come into play. And the accused first came to our kingdom 2 years ago as well.
Oh boy, the timing matches perfectly. How come no one ever figured that out on Arrow when that guy went away for 5 years and came back and all suddenly a mass vigilante who showed up at the same time? Yeah.
But there is more. That warning letter that was found in the High Priest's bedroom 3 days before the rite.
3 days.
Okay, there we go. So the rebel couldn't have put that up because it was 2 days before. Despite his house being locked up tight that night. How does that prove anything?
Objection.
It is difficult to believe an intruder could have found a way to enter such a secure house. However, the accused was known to come and go freely there, mainly to prepare for the purification rite.
Ah!
Abbot Inmi was an important figure with a ton of duties, including training acolytes. He was really kind, even to a foreigner like me. He even invited me over to his house whenever I was between training sessions. The accused could have easily left the house unlocked for herself without anyone noticing.
No!
I mean, how does that help? I'm guilty! Warning from Lady Kira to Abbot Imni. Only someone capable of entering the priest's home could have delivered it. Like his wife? Ooh, we're going to some dark places with that question, Flightless. If we assume that the accused was Lady Kira, that more than establishes her motive for killing the High Priest.
Yes, the victim was secretly an insurgent, bent on helping that rebel escape, after all.
Precisely. That made him a target of Lady Kira's wrath. Wasn't the High Priest's wife supposed to have been doing this? Is this all falling into place now? Where is that evidence? I love the music here, it's so good. Where's that evidence? I don't know if I have the evidence or not. Maybe it's here? She usually plays a part of Lady Kira in the purification rite. Exactly. And she was within the house. Did she murder her husband? And then frame us? Or Maya? Which is us because we're culpability act? Is she the killer? And after killing the High Priest, she then unleashed her divine justice on another rebel. So, it seems the scope of this case has expanded. We now have 2 murders perpetrated by Miss Maya Fey masquerading as Lady Kira. But how are we going to prove that it was believed if we're guilty?
If Miss Fey is indeed a serial killer, it would affect the severity of her punishment. In light of this, I believe the second murder must be investigated before we can proceed.
As you wish, Your Majesty. So what's going to happen next is Apollo is going to have to come here and do the second half of the investigation, isn't he? Because we're going to be in jail. Maya Fey, I hereby charge you with this second murder. May your defiled soul feel the weight of your sins. A new murder charge atop of a guilty verdict?
It seems the defense will live to see one more day.
Talk about hanging on by a thread. Come tomorrow, a far more terrible punishment awaits you.
I hereby suspend these proceedings so the second murder may be investigated. Until the conclusion of this new investigation, the court is adjourned.
So, are we free? Are we? I don't know. I mean, did we continue? I don't know. We didn't get the like the post scene with us in the recess or whatever. It's just like, nope. Wait for next time. Ah! But yeah. When he said that, it's like instantly my brain just clicked, going, okay, well, you know, she normally does the right. She didn't do it that day. She was in the home, so she had access to the home. She knows what the right is. She knows the timing of the right. She knows everything about the right. She could have drugged Maya, causing her to lose consciousness. Because Maya says she doesn't remember what happened, right? I mean, all this does make sense. I think I may have figured out the case. The problem is, we're kind of in deep water here, and I don't know if we'll have the chance to be able to prove any of this. Alright, my dear friends. Well, my name is FlightlessBird. This is your story-based gaming channel. I continue blind let's play Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit that thumbs up to like the video and subscribe. As always, the best thing you can do, though, is comment on the video, because I really love reading comments. I love responding to comments. I love talking to you about the games we play. So feel free to check us out in the comment section below. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful, fantastic, amazing, awesome day. So long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you'd like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. But before we go, please remember that you matter, and you are brilliant, and you are loved, and you should always be true to yourself. Never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.